Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for recognizing me and yielding to me. My name is Nnenna Elendu Ukeje. I come under 8 Rule 5, personal explanation, and with your permission, Mr. Speaker, sir, I shall proceed. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. As I said, I've come under personal explanation, order 8 Rule 5. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I find it expedient to do that at this time, as this is the last legislative day before the birthday of Mr. Speaker when he turns half a millennium. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, with your permission, and I recognize that I've put you in a sticky situation because this may appear immodest because you're presiding, but I shall ask that you indulge me, Mr. Speaker, sir, and give me 2 minutes within which to say a few things about Yakubu Dogara. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'd ask that you please suspend the rules and allow me to take this matter as a personal explanation. It is personal to me because I consider it to be my friend, and I'm sure a lot of our colleagues here would have 1 or 2 things to say. I'm sorry we put you in this situation, but Mr. Speaker, sir, unfortunately, you are the presiding officer and you shall preside over this. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for yielding to me, as I'd ask that you waive the rules and allow me the latitude to do what you would not normally do. I've had the opportunity of serving with. I have the great honor of calling Speaker Dogara colleague, and also the honor of calling him friend. He calls me his wicked sister, and I him my wicked brother. This is hardly the place or the time to tell the stories behind that name. Speaker Dogara represents one of our very best. His consistency and commitment to country can only stem from a place of deep, patriotic, unapologetic zeal. Our relationship has not been without its glitches. I have at times disagreed with him, but I had never found him disagreeable. I have watched him differ with a good number of members, but he has hardly ever shown disrespect to any. Yakubu Dogara has proudly served his people with dedication, passion, and distinction. He's an outstanding advocate for the counter-terrorism war in the Northeast and never misses an opportunity to weave into any conversation under any subject matter the plight of the internally displaced people in his region. The compassionate side of him, which is hardly ever on display, as he's notorious for his all-shucks demeanor, like the one you have on your face right now, Mr. Speaker, was unabashedly displayed when the novelty match in his honor in celebration of his birthday was played. There was no elegance in the way he solicited funds from the guests in the hope that the funds raised could in some way alleviate the plight of the vulnerable people who are victims in this senseless war. His stellar legislative ability was deployed in the sponsor of the Northeast Development Bill, and he has fought vigorously and succeeded across the aisle to build coalitions so as to increase funding for that region. In spite of his personal relationships with people in the private sector, he has sponsored and galvanized support for the codification of the antitrust laws to regulate the business environment in an attempt to eradicate monopoly in sale. He has shown sensitivity towards women's rights and has agreed to be an advocate for the gender agenda and to co-sponsor the bill on the affirmative action. This, by the way, is a conversation I am still yet to have with him. His touring leadership has driven the progress of the House of Representatives and has strengthened the role of Parliament in our democracy. By my reckoning, he has done very well for half a century and continues to do so. I can only wish you, Mr. Speaker, my brother and my friend, as the Irish do, that may your hands, Dogara, always be stretched out in friendship and never in want. And as you slide down the banister of life, may the splinters never be directed in the wrong way. Happy birthday, Mr. Speaker.
So that's all. Does anyone want to say? I don't think you can add or subtract from this. Deputy Speaker want to speak? Okay. Deputy Speaker.